Welcome back to Sports for Real. This is your host, Coach Hall. Today I want to talk about some articles I saw last week in HBCU Game Day. The first article was how all four of the commissioners from the four largest HBCU conferences were going to meet and form partnerships on a monthly basis. The other article was a question: should HBCU sports break off and have their own independent playoffs? Well, back to the first article. I think that it's a great idea that these commissioners should be meeting, especially on a regular basis. Why hasn't it happened before? I think this is something that should have been done a long time ago. And when they meet, they're going to meet to talk about the future. What can we do to propel HBCUs forward? You know, there's been a lot of negative backlash lately about HBCUs. If you look into the papers, you can find a lot of HBCUs. We know they're struggling financially, but some have been accused of doing some inappropriate things. By meeting with all the different commissioners, they can talk about problems that are consistent among each other and possibly find some solutions to avoid any pitfalls that are coming their way. That's where the independent playoffs come in. If the teams can get together to have these tournaments and playoffs amongst themselves, the money stays amongst themselves, and they get a chance to do more with the funds that they generate. So I think that it's overdue for HBCUs probably to have their own playoffs because they don't get much respect from the NCAA. Now, I talked about how a lot of HBCUs, they don't really want them in the FCS playoffs, and when I have looked at the numbers a little deeper, it would make further sense to see why the HBCUs should separate themselves from the NCAA. But I don't see that happening overall, but the step in the right direction was taken when these conferences decide to form partnerships to move forward. But the playoffs, that would be great. Sports for real.